Right, everything seems to be working, so I'm just gonna assume it does. Hey everyone, welcome to Rules is Fun, where I am playing Grim Dawn, even though we're usually streaming Pathfinder. That's kind of our main deal. But not right now, because I decided to play Grim Dawn on Fridays.
I do the best I can with what I've got.
There was something that I don't even remember. That's really bad. Oh well. So yeah, Grim Dawn. I like this game. The goal of our character, let's start with that one again, is playing a soldier oathkeeper, who are the two classes that make heavy use of shields, and use the Codex of Reckoning, which takes our shield slot instead. So we cannot use shields, even though I would really want to. That's okay. Because that is the entire challenge of this character, and the thing that makes it fun. Because we cannot use... There's so many skills that we cannot use. Last time ended at the start of Burwish Estates, and then I ran out of time. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of catching up. Luckily there's a bridge right here that connects Burwich Village to the Burwich Estates, which is where we need to go next. I'm also just quickly going to pick up this Forsaken Totem because they give a lot of experience. And that's something we want, because we want to get to level 30 as quickly as possible. Thank you. It is a really cool game. It looks really good. Alright. It even has like little pet peeves that I really like, which is that all the weapons and armor and even the ribbon that you can see right here, like they all have their own visuals. And like epic and legendary items, so the unique items also have their own visuals, like they're specific, clearly looking different than the rest. Such as this one. This is a unique graphic. I cannot really show it at the moment, so I won't. I'm always trying to quickly see if any of those items are better than what we have, and I also always do. Oh great. Yeah, range attacks would have been nice there. Could you also let me know if my volume is alright? Because I do not know that. The goal of today, by the way, is to finish up Act 1, like that's the first major thing, and with a bit of luck, we can also go and defeat do the big boss fight in. We can also go and do the big boss fight in Act 2, which is not at the end of Act 2, but kind of halfway, which is I always found pretty weird. Act 2 ends way later than I expected it to. But we'll see. If we can manage that, that would also mean that we get really close to level 30, where we can finally go and use the Codex of Reckoning. You know, the item this entire character is built around. And then this character is going to take off. Then this character is just going to be significantly better. But we're not there yet. First have to live through this. I don't think any of those are useful to me. No. No, we're basically looking for items. Mainly looking for items that give bonus to physical. I just blanked out what I was doing. My apologies. Also, my chat just messed up. So, I am sorry if I missed things. My phone's internet is still not great, which means that I get about half of all the chat messages. But yeah, the basics of this game at the moment is that this is a post-apocalyptic world. Oh, I totally forgot that I just clicked through that so automatically because I've seen that dialogue so many times that I don't read it anymore, and I forgot that I do read it for live streams. Basically, in the place that we're at home, there's a guy, a researcher, for all the wrong reasons. Ooh. Who lost his apprentice because he sent his apprentice out here to Burwich to do some research, and she never returned because Burwich is entirely overrun by the basically the undead, which are a result of the which are kind of like. It's a little bit dubious. It's a little bit in between. Like they are called Walking Dead. It's a little bit. They are reanimated dead. But they are reanimated by the Ether, which is kind of like the magic force in this world. And it was used by wizards and mages over time, and then eventually it was very much a matter of like gaze too far into the abyss and the abyss will gaze back, because the Ether apparently has some kind of entities connected to it called ethereals. Which are all part of the ether corruption, which is why you can see that if I hover over enemies here, they all say under their name and health bar, they say ether corruption. Are you good? Not really. So that's the current state of the world. It's all pretty bad. But luckily there's us. And the character we're playing as doesn't really have a backstory. Because the character was possessed. Was possessed by someone by an ethereal. So you've got both the ether corruption, which are kind of either undead or mutated creatures usually, and then you've got the ethereals themselves who can possess people, creating what is so-called a taken. And the game started, and that's the cutscene that I unfortunately did skip because I wanted to just fix some things, prepare some things, and forgot that it did actually cut the cutscene, skip the cutscene. So our story is we were possessed by an ethereal, and then we were caught, or the ethereal was caught, imprisoned in a magic spell, and then about to be hung. But before the body, or me, died, the ethereal fled the body in order to survive, or I assume in order to survive, which left me just on the brink of death, so I could come back, or I was free. I was free of being possessed by an ethereal, and also alive, which apparently is a very rare occasion. And yeah, then I was in a village of people who said like, hey, yeah, we don't trust you just yet, because you were just possessed and we don't know you. But we may be able to help you if you help us out with some things. And that is how everything of this started. And right now I'm looking for the Warden Krieg, who is somewhere in this region. Because he is possessed, and he kind of leads the ethereal corruption at this location. And if I get rid of him, then the place that I'm kind of working for, which is Devil's Crossing right here, that place becomes safer. And that's always nice. I need to concentrate because I think that this is... Yep, this is the hard one. Alright, I do have a very good character for this. Okay. So I know that in this location, these totems... Ah, man, that would have been such a great shield for this character. These so-called totems...
My inventory is full.
Damn it. I expected as much. Right, I will need to go back, because I do want as many of these items as possible. Which also means that I just ruined my setup, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Yes, exactly. I'm going to talk to the warden. Going to have a polite conversation with him. He does actually talk during the fight, so you know.
Okay, prisoners.
He always starts off the fight. I will have to have a quick look if I want to keep any of this. Nope. He always starts the fight by saying, "Ah, I've been expecting you, human." Or "Ah, human, I've been expecting you." As you entered the arena where you fight him. And there is an achievement called "I did not expect you here, human," where you fight Warden Krieg, so the boss of Act 1, before hitting level 10, or at hitting level 10, at the hardest difficulty, which I think is one of the most difficult achievements here. I don't know, actually. I'm not that familiar with the higher. It's at least one of the most complicated ones, because it has this thing of like, okay, that's just really. It's not something that you would casually do. Now I can walk out of here. Yay! Oh, that's murders. I didn't. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, cool. Everything is still on track. So yeah, this is the end of Act 1. And to be honest, I like how they kind of tend to drip feed information in this game. They do that pretty well. Where just the further you get into the game, the more stuff they reveal and the more mechanics get explained and are necessary. Especially with like certain locations. For example, there are places called dangerous locations, which actually we will get to one of those rather soon. I'm just quickly going to put down a Riftgate here. Riftgates? Oh, that's cool. The lore about Riftgates. So Riftgates are the fast travel points in this game. And they're actually very much integrated into the world itself. And they are actual fast travel points in the world. They are used by the Ethereals. Oh, I didn't want to pick you up. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Riftgates are used by the Ethereals to invade this world. It's basically like the things they crawl out of. However, because we were taken by an Ethereal, we kind of... Some of the power of the Ethereal remained with us, and that allows us to open... to take control of Riftgates and open them up for human use. Yes, dangerous locations. You know, unlike any other location in this game where everything literally tries to kill you. But one of the first quests, which I also just like, is that they kind of explain the mechanic by sending you to Burwich, saying like, hey, if we can get control over Burwich, that would provide us with an ideal entry point. That would allow us to enter into Burwich and to kind of retake that location. So other people can also use the Riftgates that I unlock. I might actually want to keep it. I'm very close to the next level. This place is pretty, but it's completely falling apart. I mean, that is kind of the entire game. I also really like that they put attention to detail. Like, there are so many of these things, like residents of Warden Creek. So, like, we know we need to go there. Yeah, like those minor things that they put detail into in this game, I just really like. One of the things that this game doesn't handle, however, is height differences, which can kind of be noted, which is kind of noticeable by the fact that, for example, right here, when there's an upper floor of a building, there's nothing below it. There rarely ever is, and if there is ever something below it, it just it does really strange things if you drop an item there, because then it has happened to me more than once that I dropped an item like somewhere below a bridge, for example, like below right there, and then it automatically put the item on top of the bridge, or sometimes even on top of a wall. So yeah, if you want something with a lot of height variety, this game is probably not it. But that's great. So now we're actually going to enter a dangerous domain. Like, look there. So monsters are more powerful, loot drops are improved, and we have what's it called? A mutator. So right now we have marked. So we have less defense. So we are more easily hit, and we're more easily hit, and we are more easily crit, but we also deal more damage. So it's not a really bad one. I think those become way more significant on higher levels. But right now, the location that we're going to, called Hallowed Hill, and this river passage before it, this is entirely optional. Actually, it's worse than optional. It's very hard to find. I only discovered it because I noticed that there was a location that I could see, but didn't go to. And I was like, I don't know how to get to that location. So I looked it up, and apparently there's a passage here somewhere that leads to this location. This game has a few of those places that are just... You kind of stumble on them on accident. But right now, this is a dangerous domain that is like entirely optional. It has no quest attached to it. It has no unique locations. It has no NPCs. But the cool thing is that later on, more and more, you go into these locations, and at some point you will actually get quests to go into dangerous domains. Oh my god, I'm getting damage.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, dangerous domains are no joke. Oh, damn it. It happens to me way too often that I want to level, and then there's one enemy that walks towards me, and I'm like, I need to take care of you, because otherwise you're gonna kill me. Oh yeah. Clarity of purpose. Essentially costs more energy, but we get some nice resistances. And tectonic shift, which increases the distance of one of our charge abilities and deals more damage. Do I want to call forth summon a Guardian of Empyrean? Okay, I'm just going to take a look because I'm not quite sure if this is a permanent ability or not. Might be actually. If it's permanent, that's great. I also need to up my spirit just a little bit before I get to level 30. Because I need enough spirit to use my book. So these two shining spirits that are now walking behind me, I've never actually used that skill. I don't know if it's any good. But it's damage output to enemies, and I don't have to do anything for it, so I'm all for it. Free damage. Still taking a lot of damage. I didn't actually notice the character itself, but I did hear just now that there was, when I killed someone, there was actually a voice of a woman saying something. That was from a possessed character, from a possessed enemy. So from one of those taken. Probably possessed arcanists, I think there are right here. I'm not sure. I'm mostly just going here for the experience. You should be better. It's you, right? Reduce my damage? What? Why? Oh, spirit, of course. But higher poison resist. Exactly, who needs an adventuring party when you can make your own party? So there's a mechanic in this game that I really like. They are called pets. Are you? No, you... are you better? You increase my armor by like 46. I'm going to say that's good enough. Like these two, what are they called again? Guardians of Empyrean, I think. They are permanent, which is great. They are called pets. I mean, these are technically not pets because they don't skill with pet bonuses, they skill with player bonuses. I'm afraid they don't have actual names now. Oh look, here's the person we saved, by the way. Scarlet. Thanks for the timely rescue. Kasparov has spared no time in putting me back to work, so I'm here for all your schematic needs. Just ask. Proper name is Macy. Yeah, sure, like... How about Macy and Grace? Reduce my damage. Fine. I made 2 new friends. And the beautiful thing about them is if they die, I can just make them again. These two tell him, Bart. Macy's the one with the big mace. And Glory is the one who is shining. Wasn't Glory, was it? I am such a bad friend, I already forgot my 2 friends' names. But there are other classes that you can play that go way further into this, and that are actual pet classes, and you can just have an entire army of skeletons that are just following you around, and it's so much fun because you can make a character that doesn't do any damage. And then just have your pets do your job for you. And it's one of the funniest things in this game. And there are also a lot of items that give pet bonuses, so that give bonuses to those. I'm taking a lot of damage from these spiders, even though I've got quite decent acid resist for my level. But usually they skill with pet bonuses, These, however, Macy and Glory, scale with player bonuses, which for us is great, because that means that we can just do the thing that we were always doing, and our friends are getting better from it. I will try to check the map less. Nice. But it's kind of a maze in here, so no guarantees. I just realized something. I just realized something great. Because I can now... Oh, that... We're buddies. I can now put Bull Rush on Summon Guardian of Empyrean. So now... anytime Macy and Glory now deal damage to enemies, there's a chance that they will proc an extra ability and just deal more damage, and I think it's also a chance for knockback, which is great because more damage is better. I had that before on my Judgment ability right here. But since I don't use Judgment all the time, and it has a cooldown, and I didn't have it on my main attack because I already have another skill attached to my main attack. If I now attach it to the skill of Macy and Glory, then they will just have that skill now. And it's going to be a lot more useful. And happen way more often, I hope. Where will I need to go next? So this place is pretty maze-like. I'm going the wrong way. Not so much because it's very... It has a lot or something. It's mostly that there are several ways the path can be blocked off, and each of them make that you need to go through it in a very different way. Let's do the Warcry. Do we have Warcry? Not yet, and we're far away from it, so that's not worth it. Yeah, they do. They're fun. Ooh, there's another totem here. I like those totems so much. It is so rewarding. Because they've got they earn you a lot of experience, especially at the start, but also right now still. They earn you a lot of experience, and they I just blanked out. They also have a pretty good chance of dropping rare items, which is great because we want rare items. Because rare items means higher chance of getting better stuff. Better stuff is good. Oh, I wasn't prepared for this. These flesh hulks deal a lot of damage, have a high stun chance. They deal a lot of damage and they have a high stun chance. And especially, they are actually way further on. They are really enemies that appear. But now they only appear in these from these totems. Do Macy and Glory have health? Yes, they do. They have... Oh no, they don't. Really? Oh, that's cool. Huh. Okay, so most pets have health. Oh, look, another good shield. How great. Most pets have health. Apparently, these two haven't, which is great because that means they cannot die. Which means they will be my friends forever. Oh, I think you might increase my... no, level 25. Right, I will put you aside. So I do want you. Oh, wow! Alright, you are absolutely amazing. I also want you. So we'll probably need to go back rather soon. It is not entirely... It is not procedurally generated. It is kind of... It's this strange mix of how it's actually done. It's I find it pretty interesting and cool. Other people might have different opinions about that. I think if I just stay here, there we go. I just leveled up because Macy and Glory attacked someone. I will clear out this space first. There are always the same rooms and the same room layout, but there are a couple of small things that can change. There are a few things like the Forsaken Totems have different spawn locations and kind of change between them. And this one, there's probably one nearby, right? Nearby enough to just go to. Oh, come on. There are obstacles. Like this right here. And you can also, if you take a close look, you can see on the map that this is just a dot in the middle of the hallway. Those change. Wow. Those change depending on, I think even depending on the session. So on, like, they either change per character or per login. I'm not quite sure. So there is some amount of randomness, but in general, the layout stays the same. Cool. So now, I've killed a lot of enemies, which means I've got some space to level up. And I probably would want to go higher in Soldier. Next level is not going to give me much, some more health and health regen, which is good. After that, this one is kind of good. More offense, defense, and armor. And this is an area effect, so it extends to Macy and Glory. I get Warcry, which is going to be my last active skill, because I cannot use any of the other ones because they require a shield. So that's gonna be fun. And this one is going to increase all of my damage, so I also want that one. I also probably don't play the game right in that regard, because I usually put a lot of effort into increasing my masteries, and only after they are very high I will actually put more than 1 point in most skills. Which is probably not a good idea, but I mean, it has worked for me so far. I think every way is playing the game right. Yeah. I mean, they do a good job of making every combination of characters a viable choice. Okay, so we're gonna need to take some damage right here, which is That's great. But who knows? For all I know, it might have the one item that I want. Which wouldn't matter because the one item that I want is the Codex of Reckoning, and I already have that one. But yeah, this game does a good job of making almost any combination of characters viable. Even if on the surface they don't really seem like they are good characters. And I speak only of experience in the basic difficulty. I don't know how it is in Ultimate and Elite. But from what I've read, it's all viable. And yeah, it's all fun. Like, you won't have or at least I haven't had a moment yet. That's not true. I've had one moment with the character where I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm not dealing enough damage, and I'm taking way too much, and I'm hitting a roadblock, and I don't really know why. But that's, funnily enough, that was my first character. But that's the exception. And if you've got 9 different classes, and you choose 2 of those classes for every character, and every one of those combinations is valid, like that's really good. Like, I consider that a good game. Okay, so we do want to go back at level 25.
Come see what's left of my wares.
So this is taking a bit longer than I expected. That's okay.
Put it to good use.
We're now getting closer and closer to the boss of Act 1. Act 2 to me always felt rather short. I mean, then I discovered that what I thought was Act 2 was only half of Act 2, so it's not that weird that it felt short. But that means that we can probably make quite a dent in it. Macy and Gloria slowing me down. Actually, fun fact, when you are a certain distance away from your pets, they will automatically teleport towards you. Which is very useful because sometimes they get stuck at a wall because there's an enemy behind the wall that they want to attack. But there's a wall in the way. The pathfinding isn't quite great. Or that's like something that, like, yeah, with a ranged attack they could technically reach them, but they can't because they're melee characters. Luckily, if you walk far away enough from them, they will just follow you. I'm also opening... It's probably quite clear that I've played this part quite often because sometimes I just walk to a wall and just smash through it. I kind of know the spots where those walls are. I probably missed quite a few of them. I find it actually rather cool that there are so many of those like hidden areas around. Which means that the first time you go through an area, like, or at least the first time I went through an area, I just went with focus on like, okay, I'm here for the boss or for the quest line. And I did try to explore every single part of it. But then the second time I go through it, I'm like, oh, Oh wait, there's like a hidden wall here. Or, not hidden wall. There's a breakable wall here. A hidden passage. I don't know why. I also did this way too often during the Sunday campaigns. Where I said hidden wall. I don't know why that is something that I say. It doesn't make sense. Yes, they're vetted, Pathfinder. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they did make like... They did both make the exact same character. So, you know... I mean, we don't know enough about their backstory, so we can't really tell. But they do play the same character, and they play like a guy with a big mace. So it's not... It's at least not the most original build, but, you know, that doesn't make the character. Because human fights are fun. Except in Pathfinder, because their fighters just aren't fun. So yeah, those creatures drop stuff on death that deals a lot of damage. Like, I think that for the entirety of Act 1, or at least the basic enemies in Act 1, it's not the ethereals that scare me. It is the it's the spiders, because they deal poison damage, and you generally don't have a lot of poison resistance. Oh no, my internet dropped away again. And those rift, I don't know what they're called, the rift stalkers, rift creepers. Because when they die, they leave behind poisoned ground, or don't exactly know what it is or what it should represent. It deals physical damage. And yeah, those are the two things that kill me most of the time. So yeah. Good to know that there's like this ethereal threat and creatures from a world beyond ours have come to take over. But spiders, man. Spiders. Don't want to mess with those. Yeah. So here's one of those points that that can be different. The wall that the room that we just walked in can either have a wall or an open passage. And this time it was a wall. Oh yeah, there are more randomized things. Many of the minor boss fights are randomized, and many chests are randomized. Yeah. Oh. Oh well. Never mind that. And now, oh. Ah! So I just killed a person, but don't worry, they were possessed, so it's okay. I say as a person who has been possessed. I don't pick up many of the yellow items because they are usually not that good, and I have a very limited inventory space. And they're also not worth a lot of money. So yeah, there's not really a very good reason to take them. And don't worry, it also hurts my inner hoarder. So now we get to the most exciting thing of this location. Ruined Shrine. Ah! I keep getting such great shields. So now, more health. The next few rooms are not going to be super exciting. They're basically going to be big empty rooms, or big rooms full of junk and a lot of enemies. Ooh, but we're close to level up, so that's good. Also, my internet died again, which that's good. Wait, the fireflies? Which fireflies? I generally do not know what you mean with fireflies.
That skill's not ready.
Is it an enemy that you mean, or is it just... Oh, like these things? I'm just... Yeah. There are gonna be a lot of green lights in this game, because that color green is kind of the color of ethereals. And at some point, you actually get to face ethereals. Or kind of like ethereal fragments, I think. Which, you know, actually are kind of like fireflies. Oh, increased damage. I think I'm going to have enough spirit now for the Codex of Reckoning, so I want to increase my cunning and my physique. And let's start with physique, because physique is good. Nope. Sometimes I will pass up an item that looks very good. Because sometimes something says +2, like for example I think our mace, yeah, our mace says +2 righteous fervor. Now for the rest, like our mace gives us more vitality damage, which is not something that we use at all. But righteous fervor is our main ability. So it increases the strength of our main ability, which is just probably one of the best things we can get. My inventory is getting rather full, but luckily we're getting close to another rift. Because we're about to enter the Wardens Laboratory, I also forgot to level. There we go. Not too exciting. I'm gonna have more health. Because I play a character that is supposed to be extremely tanky. Because actually, shields can block any type of damage, which makes them great, you know, if you use them. Right, for now, just going to backtrack a little bit, because there are some enemies here and we are not supposed to leave anything here alive. But now we're going to the Wardens Laboratory. Oh, I forgot to do that. Okay, that's kind of important. Extermination squad. Exactly. Exactly. I'm now just going to sell my items that I have. I don't think any of them are really worth keeping for other characters. Because in this game, all characters have a shared or can have a shared stash of items. Oh. Which is why I got my Codex of Reckoning all the way at the start.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Because if I had to grind for it and like find it by pure chance, I wouldn't have started this. Like, no way. Actually, I'm low on food, so Ulgrim, I will take some soup. So because variety is good, I'm going to do something entirely different right now. Yeah, Devil's Crossing music is great. I'm now going to a place that I also went last time. Because it is a camp of cultists, and all those cultists have a chance, but not a guarantee, to drop a strange key. And we will need the strange key to enter the building right next to it. And in the building is a boss and a lot of loot. We won't fight the boss now, because we're not strong enough for it yet. I think I will probably... Like, the boss in there is actually just significantly difficult. It's like... It's actually pretty challenging. I have had multiple times that I just died to the boss so quickly out of nowhere. I don't think I will go and do that boss before I get the Codex of Reckoning. And, I mean, it doesn't really matter now because we still didn't get... we once again didn't get a strange key. And these guys don't respawn until I quit out and enter again. So, I guess we won't get the key today. But that's okay. We will have a lot of time for that. Because we need to be level 30 in order to use the Codex of Reckoning, and we will probably reach level 30 somewhere somewhere in the middle of Act 2, I think. That's the general idea. Oh, I totally forgot that I'm now level 25 and I've got items for level 25.
Can't
Oh well. I will go and pick those up just before my fight with Warren Creek. That seems like a good point. Because now we're here, and there are some ethereals that need beating up with a mace. At those locations, that greenish liquid on the ground poisons you. Like many green liquids on the ground in this game do, apparently. Oh, did I pick up cards or not? I did. I'm very happy with my dash here. It does have a abandoned hospital feel. I'm afraid it's a little bit less pleasant than that. It's more abandoned laboratory. Where Warden Creek was experimenting on prisoners. I'm at low health. Tables remind you of a certain vampire castle. And they kind of... It's not based on this, so just to make that clear. Any connection to this is actually purely coincidence. And also genuinely purely coincidence. Okay. So do we have a big problem? Ooh, we might have a big problem. Okay. Still waiting for a better weapon. By the way, these items that I keep picking up, these mutant bludgeons, those are actually the arms of one of the enemies. So we apparently rip off his arm and can then use them as a weapon. Don't worry, we're the good guys, I swear. Okay, so we don't... We don't have to make a very weird detour. I won't go in there. Man, like... Those enemies drop their arms way too often, because I think of like the 6 that I fought, like 4 dropped their arm. They need to attach those better. As far as I know, there are no morphing towers in this game, unfortunately. But I didn't finish the DLC, so perhaps it's not. Yeah, pets in this game are very eager to fight. With most other pets, you can actually set their aggressiveness, like how badly they want to attack. Sometimes they will just go off when I walk through a location. They will just go off screen and then appear again, because they're like dogs. They're chasing things constantly. If there's anything that that catches their attention, they're going straight for it. now... Oh yeah, these vats contain people. Just so you know. Warren Creek, not a nice guy. So now... we're going to find out where all these spiders are coming from. Because we're going to take a short expedition into their lair. Which is also a hidden area around here. I should not have done that. That was stupid of me. So this is the ominous lair. You can see that's a hidden area because it does not show up on the minimap. Which is kind of how you discover hidden areas in this game. No, he's not turning people into spiders. He's turning people into zombies. The spiders that are here are... They just also have a spider problem. They would have been thanking me for getting rid of their spiders, but, you know, it's going to be dead soon, so... Unfortunately. Jeez, the poison of those spiders is just... Compared to the other damage, compared to the other amount of damage in Act 1, it's so much. It's the one thing that just tears through my constitution. The slightly lighter, the brighter overlay of the bar on my health bar is my constitution. And that's basically what I use to quick heal. If I run out of it, I don't quick heal anymore. And that's... or fast heal, I'm sorry. And that's from... I missed a chest. I missed a chest, and I don't usually backtrack, but this chest is worth it. To look at where I missed it. Or did I just forget it? Could also be the case. I don't think I did. I might have. It's worth checking because the chest here is a unique chest. No, What? There should be a chest somewhere here. There should always be a unique chest somewhere here. I cannot find it. Did I go the wrong way? Is it around here? No, around here brings me back there. And I know I haven't found it because I don't have unique items. What? That's annoying. Come on. I must have missed something, right? No? Oh, alright. Apparently, the chest just isn't here. Which is very annoying because that is a unique chest. It's a chest that doesn't respawn once you open it. And it always holds an epic item. Which is what makes it great. Oh, wow. That's... Just look at that. It's not even that the enemies deal a lot of damage. It's merely the creatures that I killed create these areas that deal damage to me when they die, and that was just absolutely wrecking me. And that is physical damage. quite sure it is. Anyway, level. Once again, not extremely interesting. Let's do more cunning. And now... Oh no, we first have another mini-boss. The two mini-bosses in this place are researchers. Are researchers under Warden Creek. And you can find their journals. I won't forget the items for level 25. Thank you for reminding me, though. We can find their journals around. One of them is here. Zanbrand. We will meet Zanbrand rather soon. If I can survive this, at least. Zanbrand's not doing great at the moment. He went through some changes. Had some bad life decisions. And there he is. Zanbrand the Ascended. The amount of damage we're taking there is not a great sign for the fact that we need to fight the boss of Act 1 in a moment. That's okay. Now I'm not reading through all the notes in this game because there are so many of them. But they are really interesting. Because part of the story is told in the way of those notes. Rather big part as well. Because, you know, obviously not everyone knows everything. And through the notes you kind of see the scheming powers behind the ethereals. And you can read the notes of Gerbranson and Zanbrand. Ah, no, I didn't want to do that. Please. Nope, I also didn't want to do that. Come on, game. There we go. And they tell the story of how one of them is like full of regret. And tells the story of like, I didn't want to do this. This is so bad. Why was a part of this? Why do you really, you reduce my damage? Oh, that's bad. Now I have to make a choice. You do increase my health, so I think that might... You should skyrocket my damage. There we go. Absolutely.
I'll give you a good price of what I've got left.
So that's really cool. We can approach the boss battle a bit more tactically. I'm going to use a couple of items. I also think that I will be sticking with this mace for a while, so... Ooh, wait.
Got any more scrap metal?
I can get the... Where is it? The Severed Claw. That should increase my damage by quite a bit. There we go. And I thought I wanted one of these items also. Great. Preferably want something that gives bonus in plain physical damage. Right, so Rampage is a... Oh yeah, I think we decided on Rampage last time. Rampage is a good relic. Lightning, other damage. That one is for protection. Yeah, I think I will just go for Rampage. There we go. So that gives me a bit more damage and a bit more attack speed, and attack speed is great. And when we crit, we have a chance to increase our total speed by quite a bit. Yes, I am keeping this. There is a way to approach the boss battle more tactically. It's by staying as close to him as possible. Because while his basic attacks deal quite a bit of damage, and there is a second phase, but this leaves us some time to prepare. Yeah. So he has some pretty nasty abilities. Oh. I need to heal. He has an ability, a ranged ability. One of them stuns. One of them deals a lot of damage. And he has a charge, which you just saw him use on me. I managed to dodge that one. That one stuns you for quite a while. And is basically the single one ability why I always struggle with ranged characters against this boss. Because it just deals a load of damage. But now, look, we found a gun that shoots slime. Great. Plate harness, that's not better, and a book, that's not better. But that was the Warden, which means that we just finished Act 1.
Is it finished? Is the Warden dead?
I tracked him down and took his life.
The Warden's defeat is a great victory for us, nay, for all of humankind. But there are many more ethereals out there, some much more powerful than Krieg. Perhaps more disturbing, though, there are those of our own kind who would see us dead to take what little we have, or just for the pleasure of killing. Among the innocent who passed through this prison on their way to Krieg's lab were many violent criminals, murderers, and worse. Many of them escaped to the northwest after the Grim Dawn, forming into ruthless gangs who prey upon drifters still traveling the roads. Since a river separates us and them, they have not been a problem thus far. Except we need farmers to get back to the business of growing food before we all starve to death. The farmland that supplied this region is to the northwest, and we need to secure a hold there. Mornay recently returned from Old Arcovia to the northwest and can give you details on the outlaw situation and what needs to be done. I realize that you have been through much in recent days, but we cannot rest just yet.
I will speak to him. Hello.
So you must be the kid that's causing a stir in my absence. You've done good by dispatching Krieg. I knew that man in life. I dread to think of what he had become as an ethereal.
Captain Bourbons said to speak with you about the outlaws.
Aye. An old mess has come back to finally bite us right in the ass. The river's kept them at bay for now, what with a broken bridge. It seems the bastards have garnered a taste for the one hole in the world they were once so eager to escape. I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're at war, and if we don't take the fight to them, they will surely bring it to us. I'd much rather fight on my own terms. Wouldn't you?
So what's the plan of action?
Before we do anything, we'll need to get that bridge repaired. Got men ready to do the work and some scrap to get you started. Just need to provide the remaining raw materials. Once that's all finished, I need you to enter the Arcovian foothills and show those bastards we're not a prize for the taking. Last I saw of them, they were mobilizing for something big across the river. Why don't you head on over there and introduce yourself?
Understood. So yeah, now we have started Act 2. And Act 2 is quite different. Ooh, we got a mace. I love this mace. It's not useful for the character we're playing as right now, even though it's actually pretty good. But we're not going to use it.
It's safer.
I love it because it's an item that lets you summon more and more powerful skeletons if you have that skill. And that's just fun to do. So now we're starting Act 2. And I like this because it's not... It's not so much like, oh yeah, go and save the world. You're really just helping this this town here, this place that used to be a prison and is now kind of just a home for a bunch of people that found shelter there. And you're just trying to protect it. And right now, the entirety of Act 2 is about... Look, they got stuck behind a wall because they want to attack the person right there. Oh! They don't actually attack walls, even if they're breakable, but there was someone behind the wall that they really wanted to hit. The entirety of Act 2 is about like, hey, we're running out of food, so we need to get a connection with the nearby farming village of Homestead. Where they may set summon skeletons is an Oxford reference. I don't think so. I genuinely know this game came out way earlier. There are so many items in this game, like some of them are bound to resemble a reference without there being one. But it would be a nice reference. Oh yeah, we can talk to this person that we just beat down. You'll pay for this. Darius wants his prison, and when he finds out what you've done, you'll wish I shanked you to death. Rest in peace, scum. I know it wasn't Joe. Like, sometimes games have references that, like, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's say it like that. Because it is an indie game, it wouldn't surprise me if there are like some references to like just people around. Yeah, it's very like Reasca touch. He just stays there lying around until I finish the quest. Which I'm not gonna do because I'm first going to find the next rift. Oh yeah, and I'm going to make sure that person here is not going to burn his family alive. Stand back! I'm burning this shack down. Family does not need to suffer any longer in this horrible world. Is your family in there? Are you insane? Stay out of this, it's for the best. Look, things are bad, but you can't lose hope. What hope is there left? Good people are dying and the world is overrun with monstrosities we used to spook our children with. I will not have my family suffer any longer. I come from Devil's Crossing, it's safe there. Safe? What's safe anymore? We were safe out here once. Look at this place now. We defend it, there's shelter and drinking water. Please join us. Perhaps this is the fresh start we need. I really hope you speak the truth. Alright, take us there. I see your family there. Open Riftgate. So we just teleport people around by opening Riftgates. And I mostly noticed it there because in a lot of interactions we say like, hey, I can get you to this place because I can open a Riftgate. You like explicitly say it. But not with that guy, which is kind of weird because Riftgates are like, those are the the portals that like the ethereals come out of. Music is going very musicy. Yeah, music is pretty musicy in the entirety of Old Arcovia. There's a very small area in Old Arcovia that unlikely we'll get to there today, but we'll see. And it has its own theme, and I kind of like the theme. It's very different from the rest, but it's a very small location. It's not a location that should have a theme. You're not just And I don't know if it actually shows up anywhere else. I don't think it does. Yeah, where I'm getting lost. Oh, okay, yeah, there's a roadblock there, so it shouldn't go that way. Where Act 1 was very much fighting beasts and ethereals, so beasts and zombies basically. Act 2, for a very big part, for the first half we're going to fight a lot of people and a couple of skeletons, and then for the second part we're going to fight a lot of skeletons and like some trolls.
Can't do that yet.
And we're soon going to encounter the first bunch of these skeletons. I'm afraid I cannot eat beasts. I don't know why. Maybe they're all horribly poisoned and such. Which is kind of weird, because I just killed a skeleton and took out its vital essence and restored my constitution on that, so, you know, we're the good guys and such. I'm now hitting ghosts with a hammer, don't worry about it. I'm also losing the fight. God. I'm doing horribly. But I'm still alive somehow. Ooh, physical damage. Are you good? Yes, you deal 1 more damage. That's good enough. What could have made everyone vegetarian? Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to do this first. Yeah, sure. I will come back here because there's another quest. There's a very short, strange quest right there. So after getting absolutely wrecked by those ghosts there, we're going to fight even more ghosts here. And look, they drop a good shield. How wonderful. But this shrine here, it should give us a pretty good thing. Don't think that one's going to help. But now we can go and take 50% physical damage and 25% reduced petrify duration, or more defensibility and armor. This one leads to... Do they both lead to... they both lead to similar things. That one's better. Alright, reduce petrify, fine. I mostly take that one because of the increased damage, let's be honest. We now deal over 2000 damage per second. If everything's going alright. We're also taking a lot of damage. Which is kind of weird, because I don't feel like my armor isn't particularly low. Must have low resistances. I've got 0% either resistance, that's bad. But low vitality resist and low poison acid resist. That's probably why I'm taking damage. I mean, I'm taking damage because ghosts are trying to hit me. But that's beside the point. So there's also a ghost boss in here, so that's going to be great. After all, we're doing so well against these bosses here. And there he is. Varus Rotley, Lord of Lost Souls. Oh, that guy's dealing more damage. Oh! I am so happy I survived that. I couldn't find the button for my health potion in time, so I almost died. Whoops. Didn't drop anything good. That's unfortunate. How about the exalted stash here? No, also not. Oh well. I'm also getting closer to, like, obviously I'm getting closer to level 30, but now I'm actually, I guess, I'm almost level 27, so level 30 should not be too far away just yet. Oh. And that is level 27. Yay! So now... Better passive or my final active ability. I think I should do my final active ability because I get bonuses on you. Yeah, already at level 3. Lovely, Warcry. Now I only need to remember to actually use that ability. And now I'm here. Look at that. First thing I'm going to do is, I mean, first get rid of the skeletons here. Oh, that's also a fun thing. The skeletons there, I should not start talking now because I'm going to talk to an NPC in just a moment. So, we'll tell something fun about skeletons in, like, a moment. You there, you're a dying man out, will ya? What's happened to you? Backstabbed by my partner. Only man I thought I could trust in this forsaken hellhole. We were traveling, cart full of scrap we'd salvaged from some run-down homes, when I guess the bastard decided that splitting the profits 50-50 just wasn't gonna cut it. He jumped me in the middle of the night and stabbed me right in the gut. Made up with all the loot and left me out here to die. If you ever run into a man in patchwork green jacket going by the name Messiah, hunt him down for me. Will ya? Don't suppose he's got too far down the road pushing the car by himself. I'll track down this partner of yours. They are very much camouflaged, yes. They absolutely are. Oh, that's and then right here, Saya. Who in the hell are you? What do you want from me? Are you Saya? I'm here about your partner. That swine isn't dead yet. Let me explain. This is a huge misunderstanding. Say what you have to say, but make it quick. True is that worthless scum. This mess wasn't about a haul of scrap. The bastard tried to rape my daughter, Josephine, when we were last camped out. Confronted him and he got violent. Rotting out there along the road is the least he deserved for trying to overpower a young girl. Sorry, I rushed to judgment. Be more careful in the future. You can count on that. Travel safe, stranger. It's a kind of a weird quest, to be honest. But that's great, it's a free experience. And now we're going back because I missed a hidden area right here. So the skeletons around here have the title of... no, definitely not XP. They have the title of Arcovian Undead. And considering this place is called Old Arcovia, you might suspect, or this is actually Arcovia in the foothills. Old Arcovia is a bit ahead. They do actually have a connection, and that is not just the fact that they live here. The skeletons around here are what remains of the people of Arcovia, which was an empire in some time long past. And as you find notes of researchers or the people of Arcovia themselves, you can kind of read their story and how they became these, how they turned undead. And they were originally a civilization that hunted down necromancers. And then it's quite, it's called in one of those notes how ironic it is that their civilization tried to get rid of all the undead in the world and then was cursed to all become undead. Graven. Hello, pleased to meet a friendly face out here. Bandits don't usually grant us the courtesy. Since you're traveling these parts, I was wondering if you could help us out. What do you need assistance with? Our elder, Matthias, has gone missing following a recent raid on our camp. The elder was determined to keep her talisman, a precious relic of my people, away from their greedy hands, and so he fled into the nearby ruins when the bandits showed up. It has been several days and I'm beginning to fear the worst. Please, if you find yourself exploring the ruins west of Stoughton Mine, seek out Elder Matthias. If it is as I feared and the elder is dead, please at least recover the talisman. It is a small object carved from bone and carries a great spiritual significance to us. We would be eternally grateful for its return. I will search for your elder. Greetings, stranger. Pleasure to meet someone who doesn't begin with a meeting with weapons. Can't say the same thing for the gang up the hill to the east. Having trouble with bandits? Violent and bloodthirsty murderers, all of them. Everything we despise in this world. Now they've set up a barricade along the road to trap travelers such as ourselves. We've set up camp here while we decide what to do. The best course of action would be to blow that barricade, allowing our brothers and sisters of the road to travel in peace. However, we lack the means to do so. Say, you look like a capable sort. Let's make a deal. Starting mine to the west here is abandoned, but it may have some explosives. If you recover some dynamite and use it to destroy the wretched blockade, I can offer you some coin for your troubles. What do you say? Sure, I'll help you out. I need to go to the same place, after all. There's one location here. Around the end of Act 2. Called the Colosseum, but spelled in a very weird way. It's a dangerous area, and it has a note. It has one of the many notes that is laying around in this game. That tells the story of someone who watched a fight of someone from Arkovia who watched a fight there, and it describes how the champion of the arena was basically executing a criminal, and how he struck the criminal down, and the criminal just did not die. And even after attacking it more, he just stood up and went after them and lethally wounded the champion, who then also didn't die, and went back to the barracks with a mindless bloodlust in his eyes. And it's really cool because it describes the first-hand experience of the people of Arkovia basically seeing their the curse take hold and seeing their empire fall. I'm doing exactly what I said I would, which is forgetting to use Warcry ever. And Warcry doesn't do damage, I think, but it reduces the enemies' health and their damage, which is useful because less damage is good. Less damage to me is good. I think this one may be maybe good. Can try it out. Level 32. Jeez. That's okay. We've got the dynamite, and that's what we came for. Yeah, I'm making a mess of the area. I know. I don't like to leave behind loot either. Don't worry. It also frustrates me. And yet I'm still doing it, because otherwise I would have to go back to Devil's Crossing to sell all my loot. Basically every area. Like every 10 minutes I would have to go back, because so much loot gets dropped. And I don't want to do that to anyone, because then it's going to take ages before I finally finish this game. Hey, we're not leaving a mess, we're leaving gifts for future visitors. No? Let's be a bit kind to these bandits and give them a chance to recover from the damage we deal. Ooh, totem. Nice. So the skeletons that are around here aren't too bad. The worst thing about these skeletons are the skeletal archers. Who can be quite a problem, because they deal damage to, they deal piercing damage. And I don't usually have a lot of pierce resist at this point of the game.
My inventory
and because they are with so many, that just becomes a high amount of damage pretty quickly. What was the helmet I did then? Oh. Yes, yeah, exactly. Oh, we can talk to Stephen Skinner. Just with the name of Stephen Skinner. I would like to thank you for talking me out of committing the biggest mistake of my life. We were struggling to survive and I got desperate. My family deserves better. Thank you for showing me that hope still remains in this bleak world. Would like you to have this. It's a small token of our appreciation. I hope it serves you well. Thank you, take care. So now we... Ooh, wait. We got a ring that may actually be useful. Never mind. One of... No, it's not gonna be here. Actually, with a bit of boiling blood, maybe it is good enough. Ooh, or instead...
Got some
an emerald.
meat stashed.
Yeah, that's good enough. I think that is the first time I actually used that item. Let's also pick up some
I'll
dynamite.
keep an eye out. Come see what's left of what wares.
Dude was planning to burn his family alive, he should be in jail. I mean, technically he currently is in jail, because Devil's Crossing is an old jail.
Put it to good use.
But don't worry,
Some you need stashed.
he's probably one of the
Safe with me.
least horrible people that you encounter here. Oh yeah, can talk with you.
Well, did they like our housewarming gift?
I killed a man in charge by the name of Shanks.
You work fast. I like that. We'll need more of that for what's coming next.
What's their next target?
Darius Conley. Last I've seen his face, they almost hung him for a double homicide. The warden intervened at the last minute in favor of a life sentence in Devil's Crossing. Seems there were ulterior motives after all. Darius Cronley is the devil-made manifest, devious and manipulative with a penchant for sin of every kind. He's the one running this gang, and he's the one we need to go after next.
Do you have a plan?
We have to hit them hard and fast, leave no room for a counterstrike. I've only seen a portion of their operations in the region, but they are really entrenched on the Four Hills in Old Arcovia. Shanks surely wasn't Darius's only lieutenant, so I suggest you find the rest and kill them. We don't want one of them taking over after Darius is dealt with. I don't have any names for you, but they will probably have equally clever prison names as our dead friend Shanks. But to really end this, you need to cut off the head of this operation, Darius Cronley. If what I hear is true, you will find him hiding out in the mines underneath the Four Hills. Lastly, my scouting partner Elsa must still be out there with them. If I venture to guess, Cronley has her in his clutches. Save her from that brute. I hear you are quite capable, so don't let me down. When you find yourself out there, I recommend you seek out a man by the name Quaid. He and his group forsook the peaceful ways of the Rovers in favor of fighting back against the outlaws. And I'm glad they did. It was Quaid's people that pulled me from the jaws of death.
I will get on it. It wasn't so much triple murder, it was at worst double murder and suicide. But yeah, to be honest, like, the thing of double homicide kind of falls away compared to, like, the amount of people I have already killed in this playthrough alone. Please, stranger, take this talisman. I carried it away from my camp to prevent bandits from stealing it, but nature has passed judgment and I'm not long for this world. I implore you, bring the talisman to Graven. He is at the rover camp just east of Stoughton Mine in the Arcovian foothills. Tell him that I died protecting a relic. I will do as you ask. But hey, I'm not here to pass judgment. I leave that to other people. It's not entirely true. slamming a lot of heads. Yeah, I had the same thing. Is everyone just coughing blood? Yeah, apparently it's a thing that people do in this game. A lot of people coughing up blood. I mean, who am I to judge? At least skeletons don't cough up blood. Better company than any other. Oh, Macy and Glory also don't cough up blood. Which is why I've got them as my friends. I can also corrupt them. I can corrupt Macy and Glory. I'm not gonna do it because it's horrible for this playthrough. Because I basically let them skill with stats that I don't use anyway. But I can do that. Any luck in your search for Elder Matthias? I found the Elder, I'm sorry. A great loss to your people. Elder Matthias did all he could to keep a talisman from bandit hands, and it seems he had given his life to preserve his duty. Tell me, did you find a talisman on him? Yes, actually, here it is. At least his death was not in vain. Thank you. The return of this talisman will lift the spirits of my people. You're welcome, goodbye. I only noticed this right now. They actually just walk around as all the other NPCs do. That is so fun. No, I won't corrupt. I mean, it's only corruption from like a certain point of view that I do have right now. It's kind of cool. I really like it about the Oathkeeper class. Is that you basically most like the normal Oathkeepers, which is the one that I'm playing right now, kind of fight in the name of Empyrean, who is a god that I don't really know too much of. It's honestly not a very interesting one so far. But it's a god of fire and of light, and it's one of those like kind of the standard D&D good gods. Like all the D&D like systems have one of those gods. All the fantasy do, like this good god of light, who most paladins do worship.
I can't do that.
But you can also, and then your main damage types, like I have right now, are physical damage and fire damage. But you can also get a few skills that make your Oathkeeper into someone who worships the 3 witch gods, which are mortals who have ascended to godhood, and are far more. I don't actually think that they're more dubious in their like in if they're good or not. They're far more straightforward in like, yeah, we are in this for. We are mostly in this for ourselves, and we kind of just do what we want. And then you focus on acid and vitality, or kind of more decay type of damage. And like Macy and Gloria right now are Guardians of Empyrean. But we could also turn them into Scions of Dreeg. Who is one of the 3 witch gods. But we won't do that with this character. I already got another character who does that. It's kind of fun. it's a character, an Oathkeeper who actually does use a shield. He's a way better character. Speaking of using a shield, we're almost level 28. That's great. That means we're getting closer and closer to level 30. I mean, we won't make level 30 today. I will probably extend the stream a little bit to get to just a better place to call it quits. Actually, hard decision. That's, for me at least, one of the very few detriments of Grim Dawn over other games. Or it's mainly kind of a detriment when streaming it. It doesn't have... you don't save at the location that you... When you quit out, you don't save like the location where you are. And you always start back at Devil's Crossing. And you will have to teleport to the nearest Riftgate. Which usually isn't too far away. But it can be. What level did we start today? Oh, damn, I think level 22? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm quite sure it was level 22. Yeah, I think it was level 22. So, we got 5 levels. Leveling in this game, it's such a heavy curve. You can reach level 10 in an hour. Getting to level 20 takes you the better part of Act 1. Getting to level 30 then takes you most of Act... the rest of Act 1 and like a big part of Act 2. And getting to level 40 takes incredibly long, and I think that by completing the base game, you get like a little above level 50. Like it just drops off at that point. Getting to level 50 is harsh. Look at that. Level 28. How lovely. I am just quickly going back. Doing some other things. First of all, hand in this quest. You've returned. Was your venture successful? I destroyed the barricade. A job well done. Thank you. You've done good by us, and we won't forget it. My pleasure. So now, we got yet another inventory bag. What? No. Oh no, we lost something that gave us a lot of spirit. Oh, that's bad. Okay. No, now I have to invest in spirit. Let's first level up soldier a bit more. Yeah, I will have to put points in. I don't like putting points into spirit because it doesn't really give us much. But we need to have a spirit of, I think, 317 at level 30 to be able to even use the Codex of Reckoning. And we were there, but I threw away an item that gave us a lot. Yeah, 317. Oh. Can we get more of you? bit more.
I'll keep an eye out. Okay.
Oh well,
I'll keep an eye out.
it will be a problem for later.
Come see what's left of my wares. See you around.
Okay, so I know it's time that I usually would end the stream. I'm going to play on a little bit more. Jesus, sorry. Oh, I forgot to switch back. I will play on a bit more to get to the next Riftgate. There's a wall there. That's why I couldn't sprint toward it. Because the next Riftgate is kind of a good spot to end it. Sadly, didn't make it through Act 2. Or absolutely didn't make it through Act 2. Didn't make it halfway through Act 2 even. So yeah, takes a bit longer than I expected, to be honest. But that's okay. That means more gain. But it seems very likely that next time we will reach level 30. And maybe, just maybe, we can actually go and equip the Codex of Destiny. Codex of Destiny, jeez. Codex of Reckoning. So fun fact, that was the boss right there. That was the first boss, the first enemy that I ever died on in this game. I didn't die until getting to that fight and vastly underestimating it. Because it doesn't look threatening. It's like, oh look, it's a wasp in some kind of hive. That, I mean, sure, it's a boss, but it shouldn't be too bad. But no, that's a lot of acid damage, which is quite bad. Almost forgot I had bull rush. It's cleaning up some enemies here. Oh, missed a part. I missed a spot. Apparently there's a wall there. It doesn't show up on the map. That's okay. There's also nothing here. Never mind. When you put it in that way, that the entire cave could burst open and release swarms and swarms of massive wasps. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty scary. It's also comparable, of course. Ooh! A better one-hand mace. Oh. But not by much, and you reduce my spirit, which is kind of a deal breaker, to be honest. I don't know. I will just keep you in storage. Take a look at you later, because I really badly want to get the Codex. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Damage right now is 2039 by 305 internal trauma damage and 8% more internal trauma damage. Goes up to 2213. Nice. Yeah, I might consider it when spirit's not that much of a big deal. Although, to be honest, the moment that I have enough spirit without any bonuses to carry around the Codex of Reckoning, I genuinely hope that I get some better items than that. But we'll see. Did that actually change? Oh, you became a bit worse when I took more damage. Now it's only 19 more damage. That's not worth it. All right. That's gonna be a no for now, at least.
Keep your weapons where I can see them.
Welcome to our camp. What brings you here? Mornay sent me. Ah, so he did make it across the river. He was one tough son of a slit. Still has a bullet in him to prove it. Mornay sent you, then he must think we can help each other out. Care to put those weapons of yours to use? What do you need? Cronley's gang is well armed and experienced. We are not. This is not a battle we're going to win by running in there head on. We need to cripple them. This is where you come in. The outlaws have a series of forges, similar in making to the one behind me, scattered throughout the 4 hills. If you destroy them, their men won't be able to rearm themselves. I understand that this may not be your problem, but I'm willing to make it your problem for some iron. What do you say? We have a deal. Now to you. You'll have to forgive me, but I must tend to the wounded. We've got quite a few men injured. Yes, the battle with Cronley's brutes has proven taxing on our people. I'm afraid some of them won't make it through the night. Anything I can do to help? Oh, why yes, there is. We are too few to leave this camp and defend it, but you should seek out the wasp hives around Old Arkovia. There are 2 large ones that I know of, one south of here near the rocky coast and another to the north near Twin Falls. If you bring me some royal jelly, I could create an altar of remedy known to vastly accelerate healing. Why, if you do this for us, I will happily show you how it's made. It would be the least we could do. Oh, by coincidence, is this enough royal jelly? That's perfect. You have no idea how helpful this will be. Please, take some for the road ahead. You never know when you'll need it. And please, let me show you how to make it yourself. It is the least we could do for you for saving so many lives. Thank you. And this guy. Stranger, you look well armed and capable. I've been injured by a rogue troll that's rampaging around these parts. Please, find the beast and slay it. It's a danger to our camp and all travelers. Look for it up the road. I will end this beast's life. And then I will just quickly go back to Devil's Crossing and sell my stuff. And that seems like a good place to stop. I'd hoped I could at least get to Darius Cromley, but
Got something you need stashed?
alas, it was not meant to be. Now, I already learned this one way long ago. I never use it, which is why I have 73 royal jelly just in my group inventory.
I'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what's left of our
now.
ways.
Oh,
Mine will spend.
one more thing.
I'll keep this stash safe.
I want to store away this one. So, we need some more spirit for the Codex of Reckoning, but there might be ways that we can get there, hopefully, without putting too many points into spirit.
I'll keep an eye on this.
Just a really quick peek. Is there something here that could temporarily help us out? 15. Perhaps that... I wouldn't like to do that, but it might be a good option. We'll see. We'll see that next time. For now, that's it for today. That's... Come on. There we go. No, some wall in the way. Nice family picture. there we go. It's like Final Fantasy Sphere, right? Yeah, maybe a bit. I like the system how it works a bit better. It's kind of an additional thing. For now, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and hanging around and talking in the chat. It always makes talking to myself so much easier when I know there's someone who is answering back every now and again. So yeah, I will continue this next week. There may be Pathfinder this Sunday. It's kind of with a summer schedule. It's a bit less certain. We're trying to get it fixed. But I will almost certainly be back next week with more Grim Dawn and finally getting to the Codex of Reckoning. Finally getting the item that the entire character is made around on, episode 4. And then, until Darius Cronley is the small part of Act 2. So maybe we will make 2/3 into Act 2 next time. I'll see how far I go. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again.